Could LeBron James actually join the Dallas Mavericks?
Yes.
We'll discuss it on today's episode of the DLLS Mavs podcast. Here we go. Hey, what's up, DLLS Mavs Nation? Shemay Kevin Gray alongside Mavericks beat writer Tim Cato, Mavericks analyst Bobby Carella, and the never late Marc Stein. We are DLLS Mavs, your favorite guys, cover your favorite team every single day. Could LeBron James actually join the Dallas Mavericks? We'll get into that. Plus, we've got a very special announcement at the very end of our show today that you'll want to stick around for at the end of today's show.
That's the news.
On this terrific Thursday.
The special announcement is that LeBron James is joining the Dallas Mavericks.
Relax,
Don't spoil the special announcement.
Just relax. Let us get there.
Oh, man, my bad.
Jeez.
My bad.
You are not an announced knower.
No, come on, man. How are you on this Thursday? How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
You're great?
Yeah.
Carella, what's going on, man?
Been a good day so far. Been a good morning so far. About to kick off this 3-day weekend here in a few hours after the Wings show. Can't wait, man. Cannot wait.
Yeah, hopefully you all will have a happy and safe 4th of July weekend.
I will give you my fireworks spiel at the end of the show. That's not the announcement, but you want to stick around for that
fireworks?
As well. Yeah.
Stein, good to see you. As you get your notes and everything prepared, how are you?
Little harried this morning, but I'm glad I made it. Glad that the traffic aligned, that I could. I was hitting send on tweets, and I was like, oh, noon is not looking good right now. But somehow 11:59.
You made it at the buzzer.
Got it. Made it.
You got it.
Made it.
We appreciate all of you hanging out with us here on the DLLS Mavs show. We got a lot to get into. Let's just jump into it because the buzz in the NBA, LeBron James, could the 40-plus-year-old find himself coming to Dallas?
We didn't settle this yesterday?
No. Well, we tried to settle it, but then your boy Dave McMenamin.
Wait, no. Time out. Did I not say we talked at length about we're not going to fuel ESPN like it's exactly what we said yesterday. If there is a buyout, of course they would want him. If it was a buyout and they could just sign him as a free agent, we talked about this at length yesterday. Are the Lakers going to grant him a buyout and say, yes, LeBron, walk out the door and go sign with the Dallas Mavericks for the minimum? Do you guys see that as a likely scenario?
No.
As the thumbnail says, why not?
Why would the Lakers pay LeBron a cash prize and say, please go join the Mavericks or Golden State. Please go join one of our rivals in the Western Conference for nothing. Why would the Lakers say yes to that?
Well, I mean, that is a very compelling question. And
not to dismiss the awesomeness of the thumbnail that Tanner assembled.
Yeah, and you dunk it all over now.
We are spending 2 segments on this, so
we can spend 4. But I'm just but you know.
As the news guy,
So here is like
Do we have a 5th chair? Do we have a 5th chair for Clarence? Come on.
We do, but we don't have a 5th mic.
He got work to do.
There's no 5th mic input on the switcher over there, or the mixer.
Otherwise,
do you want me to leave because I'm bringing you guys down?
No, you're really killing the vibe, man. You should have kept posting.
It's just.
But here's why.
I feel like we talked about this exact thing yesterday for a whole segment. So we're not. I don't want to act like there's some new development.
I don't think that there is a new development, but I think the development is like every Mavs fan online is talking about this right now.
Yeah, no.
Now that isn't to say that
let's talk about it for 4 segments. I totally get it, but I just don't think the situation has changed. If the Lakers grant him a buyout, the Mavericks will be at the top of the list, and then we can do thumbnails that are a lot sexier than why not. But I can't fathom why the Lakers would buy him out and they'll talk trade. They want assets back. They don't want him to just walk out the door. Now, look, maybe I'll be proven wrong, and out of there's some amazing benevolent approach to just say, LeBron, we're going to give you a pile of cash to say goodbye, and you can go pick the team of your choosing. I guess that's.
Should I tell him about the thing I texted you yesterday?
Yes, you should.
Okay. Is that too outlandish to say into a microphone? My credibility is on the line here, Tim.
You already said you want to Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Just
All
put
right.
it out
So
there now.
This would launch the tampering investigation of the decade. But let's say this. Let's say LeBron is like, you know what, Rob Pelinka, I really don't like what you did, how you talked about my friend Dorian Finney-Smith, and I've had it up to here with you, buddy. Get me out of here. I am just desperate to be a Dallas Maverick. I will not play for the Lakers this season. Well, I was going to ask you that question, but I guess we'll talk about it.
Call.
Mark is just like, your idea sucks, and I'm gone.
Look, if LeBron called you, wouldn't you run out like that too?
That's true. This is actually where it begins. So LeBron is like, I'm not going to play for the Lakers this season. I don't want to be here. LeBron doesn't have to threaten a holdout, or like LeBron is a little more powerful than that. He has soft and firm power. So the Lakers do buy him out. And the Lakers, by way of this 27-team mega trade, are going to create a little bit of a trade exception, thanks to Rob Pelinka talking bad about my real-life best friend Dorian Finney-Smith, that the Mavs could send a player into, along with the Lakers' first-round pick, as a way of saying thank you for allowing this to happen.
So it's basically a
little
trade,
compensation,
but it's not a trade.
Yes, you're sending Dwight Powell and a first-round pick for LeBron.
Well, here's the thing.
Could you imagine that headline? LeBron James traded to the Dallas Mavericks for Dwight Powell in a first round.
Here's the actual thing. If Dallas were to get LeBron, they literally cannot have PJ Washington on the roster.
That's not good for my agenda.
Oh, they could.
I don't like that.
Yeah, why not?
How are you playing everybody?
Dude, how are they playing everyone right now?
Yeah, fair.
Like, their roster it's all 6'9" dudes that can't shoot. Let's get another one in. LeBron would be the best shooter on the team.
I would say your idea is getting into almost ridiculous levels of flagrant tampering. You can't,
which is why it's gonna happen.
Like inside,
ridiculous levels of flagrant tampering. I need that on a
literally
t-shirt.
insider trading.
Like
if you did this with stocks, it would be a felony. You cannot do insider trading.
Don't pretend like this.
Did you see how Cooper Flag got here? Like, relax.
Every day I log online and see that some congressperson from rural Nebraska made $10 million on some insider trading deal. Like, you don't think this stuff happens? The New York Knicks, the Knicks just happened to make Jalen's dad the highest paid assistant coach in the league, and then like 2 weeks later, he was on the team somehow. It's crazy how this stuff works out.
The NBA didn't like that.
The NBA didn't like that.
It cost them a whole second-round pick.
That's
right. They'll never do it
Dallas
again.
has like a level of objectivity that they could argue is if they have to get off money.
Mm-hmm.
It is really funny. Okay, here. Conspiracy brain.
Oh, he's pulling out the full
Dallas-
We need
horse.
like a do.
That's right.
So Dallas just signed a player. They have 16 guaranteed contracts.
They do.
And by verbally committing to Dante Exum, they have to make a move.
They do.
But they haven't made that move yet. They can't sign Dante Exum legally while also signing everybody else, all the deals they've agreed to.
Yeah, can I just add one quick thing on that? So, yes.
Yeah.
The way it was explained to me was, and we don't know the full structure of Exum's contract. If it is guaranteed,
Yes.
then Tim's right, they have to make a move before they sign him. If the contract is unguaranteed, and like I said, I do not know, I assume it is guaranteed, a guaranteed one-year deal. If it was not guaranteed, though, you could, because as I reported yesterday after this all happened, you could have 21 guys up till the final day of the preseason. So if it was somehow not guaranteed, and like I said, I don't know, I'm just talking pure math, hypothetical NBA math, then they wouldn't have to make a trade. But when I checked on it yesterday, I was told there is not an immediate move required, and the soonest an immediate move would be required is when they actually sign him. But is Dante Exum even going to be a Sunday signee? I don't know that he would be signed right away on Sunday. So,
yeah,
the Mavericks are exploring their trade options. There's no question. We've covered that pretty closely. I do think Omax is the most tradable of the three at this point. I mean, Dwight's number is easy to move, but like if I don't see them trying to trade Dwight, I think it's more likely that they shop Omax or Hardy, and the reality is just at this point that Omax is the easier player to move.
Yeah.
Sorry for interrupting.
As me and Bobby basically explained this, but to me, but as soon as they sign D'Angelo Russell, they're hard capped at the second apron.
Yep.
And if they make all the other moves, this isn't about like, okay, at some point you have to trim your roster to 15 guaranteed contracts. That is the case, but it's not the case right now. You could sign him to a guaranteed. You could sign Dante Exum to a guaranteed contract and cut him, when you have to shave down the roster, except for the fact that it would push them over the second apron. And as soon as they execute the non-taxpayer mid-level exception on D'Angelo Russell, they cannot exceed the second apron, which means they have to shed salary in some other way before Dante Exum in any capacity could sign a contract with the Dallas Mavericks. Or you could wait on D'Angelo Russell. I mean, there's other ways to do this, but the likeliest scenario is that the last guy they came to terms with, Dante is probably going to be the last guy that they, they'll wait to make that business before they officially sign him. But they have to make a move.
Yeah, they have to.
Now they legally have to make a move. So if they legally made a move with the Los Angeles Lakers, who just happened at the same time, no tampering, just convenience from both parties. Just what a coincidence that LeBron James could spot out by the LA Lakers. Right as Dallas makes a trade they have to make to legally build the roster they have to.
It's the weirdest thing ever. It's the weirdest.
How strange would that be? Hey, how strange would it be if the Lakers' first-round pick went back to them?
Yeah.
How
it would be
odd.
Okay, why wouldn't they trade Jaden Hardy and the Lakers' first-round pick for Bronny James? Why wouldn't they?
Well, at this point, it would be like 3 players. Well, it might just happen to be 3 players to make sure that you have yet another open roster spot in case the late the mid-August buyout market, man, sometimes, not often, is it like very interesting. Sometimes you get a Derek Jones, but some years you get a LeBron James. Everybody knows this about August.
Yep.
Everybody, it's the most common thing in the NBA.
Let's hit our first break here on the DLLS Mavs podcast. When we come back, Brian Windhorst, we will discuss how the Mavericks could potentially acquire LeBron James. What would it look like on the roster and more on this wild-ass episode of the DLLS Mavs podcast.
You know that moment, the one where you realize you left your favorite sunglasses on the beach or on the roof of your car, at a gas station 3 states away. Again, this is something I've done. The real one that always gets you, the patio bar that you stay at until the sun goes down. So you take the sunglasses off. They're just sitting on the table. You were wearing them when you got there. By the time you leave, you have no need for them. Of course you're going to forget them. And, maybe you had a brewski or 2. That might be affecting things a little bit. Then I found Shady Rays. This has solved this alarming patio beer problem that I think is just endemic to all of American society. Everybody has experienced this. It has changed the game, Shady Rays have, because their sunglasses are made for real life. They're seriously good looking. They're polarized. They're durable. They're not stupidly expensive. But here's the wild part. If you lose or break them even on day one, Shady Rays is going to send you a brand new pair. No guilt trip, just replacements. So now when I actually wear my sunglasses to the patio bar, I wear them without fear. We've teamed up with Shady Rays to bring you an exclusive offer. Head to shadyrays.com and use code DLLS35 for 35% off polarized sunglasses. Try for yourself the shades rated 5 stars by over 300,000 people.
Let me put some money in your pocket when it comes to Cash App. Cash App is a safe, easy, and fast way to send, receive, and transfer money to family and friends. It's easy to set up as well. You don't need a bank account. You just need your email or your phone number, and you can get set up by sending cash wherever you need to. It's your money. You shouldn't have to wait until you get it with Cash App. You can do it safely and securely. My little brother sent me some money for my daughter's birthday, was able to do it very quickly. I was able to give it to her for her to enjoy her candy and everything else that she bought for that $8 that she spent. Basically, with Cash App, it's very easy and it's safe and secure to do it with Cash App for a limited time only. New Cash App users can use our exclusive code to earn some additional cash, and there's no catch. Just download Cash App and sign up. Use our exclusive referral code DLLS Mavs in your profile. Send $5 to a friend, and within 14 days, you'll get $10 dropped right into your account as well. Terms apply. That's money. That's Cash App. We are the DLLS Mavs podcast. Appreciate you hanging out with us here on this Thursday afternoon. Don't forget to stick around until the end of the show. We got a very special announcement that we're going to let you know about for something that we've got something big coming up next week. Of course, we're talking about the
LeBron James is joining DLLS.
Major announcement, a real announcement.
That would be huge. He takes a buyout from the Lakers to join
us,
the DLLS Mavs podcast. And DLLS Cowboys. He's going to split time between two shows.
He would want to be on DLLS Cowboys.
He's a big Cowboys fan.
I actually believe it'd be a 1-to-1 trade. Your salary about matches his, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pop.
It's a very it's
I am
almost
deep in 8 figures, right?
Yeah,
That's how many figures there are.
It's almost a 1-to-1 match.
That's right.
You might need to throw in a few pennies of my contract just to make sure the money works.
I am starting LSGS.
Oh, okay. Los Angeles. Okay,
Yep.
got it.
They should just call it LALA.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get to this because this is ESPN reporter David Miniman backing up Marc Stein when it comes to how Dallas could be interested in LeBron James. Take a listen.
Dallas, I'm told that they would only be interested in LeBron in a buyout situation. So, and again, we just
because there is a deal to be made there.
Right.
If they wanted to make a deal, there's a deal.
Yeah, there's a deal to be made there, but I don't believe that's happening.
And he wants to go to. If he's going to go, he's going to go to the East if he can.
I don't necessarily think that because his son's going to be at. Well, his son. First of all, and let's keep bringing this up because I don't think it's getting enough attention. His son's on the Lakers.
Yeah, right.
So he's going to go get a trade away from his son.
Well, wouldn't you just put Bronny in the trade?
Why not include Bronny in the trade?
It's going to be such an easy trade to figure out LeBron at 52.6, and let's throw in an extra contract there too.
Right,
I just don't.
That's
think
a good point.
So
it does feel like the Dallas Mavericks, and we're just having fun here, all jokes today when it comes to all this and what could potentially happen. It does feel like the Dallas Mavericks are building the 2019-20 Los Angeles Lakers all over again. Sans Jared Dudley, which we'll talk about a little bit later on in the show, but everyone coming here in terms of Frank Vogel now being the associate head coach of the Dallas Mavericks. Obviously, Anthony Davis is here. Could LeBron James be joining? It feels a lot like they're trying to get the band back together. Maybe in some reverse roles when it comes to the 2019-2020 Lakers team that did win a championship in the bubble, of course. But all this to say, the idea of LeBron James being in a Dallas Maverick uniform, no one would have thought this 6 months ago, let alone a year ago. But it just gives you an idea of how things have changed drastically for both LeBron James and the Lakers in terms of acquiring Luka Doncic and how he may feel about the direction that they're going in versus what time he has left in the league and what that can mean for his championship opportunities. And if Dallas presents one, given the amount of familiarity that he would have with the individuals, a number of individuals in this organization. All I say is that it is extremely intriguing given where both of these teams are and where this player is in terms of his career at this point.
Dallas isn't going to trade for LeBron. The idea of trading for him, I think, like the only way they could make the trade happen, everything they'd have to include, that would be a worse trade than the Luka trade. I'm not joking. Like it would be the worst, and they're not going to make it, to be very clear. But I also just want to be clear that trading PJ Washington, Daniel Gafford, Klay Thompson, Caleb Martin, something like that to make the money work, that would be a worse deal. Because right now, I think I'm okay with this 2-timeline approach. I've written about this. I've talked about this. I think it makes sense. The NBA is in its, it's in its, diversity. Like everybody can win. It's in a, it's in an era where injuries and the cap and as long as you have a core that you think could be a top 5 team, I'm fine going for it. And I also am fine with the idea that they've got 3 years, all the contracts line up, and then you do a reset to the Cooper timeline. You reset it sooner if it's not working sooner. But you've got a clear time that you reset this around Cooper, and then it's like fully his franchise. Everything is being built around him. There are arguments you could, just do that now. I think logical, legitimate arguments. But I think Dallas's approach is fine too. I think it has some merit to it. If you go trade away PJ Washington, Daniel Gafford, players that we still believe at some point will be part of a consolidation trade, just to streamline the roster a little bit more, or you hang on to them until you reach the end of this 3-year window, maybe 2-year window, whatever it ends up being, and they're still young enough that they will have value at that point of their, if they can still have value.
Can I add
you can at least rebuild around Cooper then. If you send out all the value for LeBron James, who is going to retire after next season or after the season after that, you have now not only doubled down on having to win right now, you have no way to rebuild. You have no value. You have no flexibility once it is time to rebuild around Cooper. That would be, I think, the most disastrous thing that Dallas is not going to do.
I disagree only that $50 million disappears, and that's a lot of money. You can go sign someone. But you've said this for a while now, if they're going to make some sort of consolidation trade, well, like, you are trading multiple players for one. That's what consolidation is.
Yeah.
So who would it be? If you're saying you can't trade depth for a guy, and if we've all agreed you can't have 3 jumbo contracts on your books because it makes it too hard, then there is no reason to consolidate.
I'm just not in the business of trading for a guy, no matter what his name is, if he's retiring next year.
Well, if he's retiring next year.
Just to go back, if you guys remember, at the trade deadline and after the trade deadline, so many external outlets. The Mavs are going after Durant. The Mavs are hot for Durant. This is the next move. It was a lot of the same principle. For the Mavs to go after Durant, they would have to trade too many players who are important to them, and they don't want to do that. They don't want to pursue a 3-star construction that would gut the team's depth.
Why'd they win the lottery then?
In this case,
I thought they didn't want a 3-star construction.
Well, you love a 3-star construction when Cooper Flagg's making 15 mil and not 50.
They should have declined the lottery.
Thank
you, Adam Stover. No, we would prefer to actually say that.
This is the difference here is I think the trade hesitation would actually be on both sides because as Bobby kind of covered yesterday, there is no the best trade construction that the Mavs could come up with would have to include Clay. There has to be at least one long-term salary in there, and we know the Lakers don't want to bring back long-term salary. Like PJ before an extension, you had Max Christie going back in that. Is he even eligible to be traded back to them? I don't think he is yet.
I don't know if it's a league. Is it a calendar year or a league year?
Be eligible.
Is it?
I don't know. Maybe the new CBA is different.
I thought it was a full 12 months when a team trades you one way.
That
I don't believe that's the case.
But it could
anymore.
be. It could be.
But let's pretend it's legal because I don't know without asking somebody. And who else did you have in that trade?
It's like Clay, PJ, Gafford, Najee.
Okay, so Gafford and Clay both have contracts that go long term.
Clay's doesn't, but Gafford's does.
I'm about to say Clay's would be done by the 27 year.
What doesn't Clay have 3 years left?
No, two. It was a 3-year deal.
My
last
bad.
year was
Okay,
yeah.
so it's
you don't have the Spotrac page memorized, Mark?
I do not. I can't even memorize
16.6 and 17.4.
I can't even memorize my coffee
next
order
season
at
and the
this
year
age.
after.
So that the Mavs don't want to gut their depth for a player in his 40s with only 1 year left on his deal, and the Lakers don't want to do a deal that brings back long-term money. So that's why I just don't think there is a trade match between the teams, even if there was interest. But look, at this very early juncture, and I don't think anything's going to be settled here quickly. It's going to take some time to, first of all, again, the number one step that has to happen here is that LeBron and Rich Paul have to go to the Lakers and say, we want to go. To my knowledge, I don't believe that has happened. LeBron has opted into the final year.
Do you think that's even like a possible, or is this like so fantasy land?
No. I think people around the league anticipate that could happen at some stage,
Gotcha, okay.
depending on how the Lakers' whole offseason business turns out. But to this point, LeBron he's opted in he's activated his player option for next season. I think that's it so far. I do not think they are like banging on the Lakers' door saying, we want to go. That has to happen first. But if that, let's say if that step happens at some point, even between now and the start of training camp, I just think a trade is really hard to do because LeBron has a no-trade clause. He has one of only 2 full no-trade clauses in the league. So it's got to be a team that he would want to go to. That's going to be a very short list. And the Mavs would presumably be on that list. No question. I don't dispute that in any way. But a Mavericks-Lakers trade would be hard in the extreme for both sides to come to an agreement on. You'd probably have to have some sort of third-team facilitator to make it work. And then, Knicks, Warriors, I think Cavs are not even part of this conversation, to be honest. I do not see the Cavs and LeBron doing a third dance. That's just, again, that is purely my read of things.
The Knicks are the most intriguing one to me, honestly.
And again, even that one, people will say, oh, just do Cat for LeBron. That's an easy one. Are the Lakers going to take on Cat's long-term salary? My instinct, my read is I would be skeptical. So I just think trading for him is really, really complicated. I'm not saying it can't be done. Anything can be done. Like we said there, I mean, when we woke up, whatever, was it Wednesday morning or Tuesday morning? And the Bucks wave and stretch Damian Lillard to sign Miles Turner. 2 outcomes nobody in the league saw coming. So I'm not going to say it's not possible. In the NBA, pretty much anything is possible, as we all found out to our dramatic cost in the wee hours of February 2nd. So possible, sure. But it's just, I don't think it's by no means imminent. And to my knowledge, the first step hasn't even happened yet. And then I thought we did a good job of covering all these bases yesterday. The Mavs would certainly have interest if there's a buyout, as would the Warriors, as would the Knicks, as would probably a longer list of teams. If you could just sign LeBron James as a minimum to low salary free agent because he's received a nice buyout from the Lakers, it's just really hard for me to picture the scenario where the Lakers say, even as much as they appreciate everything he's done, I think it was Mr. Cato who said it yesterday, that $53 million player option was a pretty nice thank you. Do they now have to cut it in half and let him have the team of his choosing? Do the Lakers have to take that step? And again, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they will. But I struggle to imagine that they want to just hand LeBron to a Western Conference rival when the West is already stacked.
Well, they might be doing that anyway because he's on an expiring deal. He may walk and go somewhere else next year anyway.
Year,
what I really struggle with
next year. Now is now.
What I really struggle with is the idea that LeBron James has put himself in the center of a weeks-long news narrative, news storyline that may end up being nothing. That's so unlike him.
Well, look, do I fully anticipate that he'll be courtside on July 10th, a week from today, when the Mavericks are playing the Lakers and his son is dueling Cooper Flag, and then ESPN can spend an hour and 47 minutes of the 2-hour broadcast going, which team will he play for next season? Yeah, I do somewhat anticipate that.
Do you think that all of the good teams basically would, even the bad teams would want him? Do you think or get the sense that teams are like kind of just going to sit around and wait, or do you think everyone is going to carry on as if it's not going to happen? And then
I think if there are teams that want to trade for him, that can certainly be explored, but it's just how do you put a trade package together that would interest the Lakers and convince LeBron to waive his no trade clause? I mean, that is a tough needle to thread.
If the Knicks called the Lakers and offered Mitchell Robinson, Josh Hart, and Mikal Bridges in exchange for LeBron James, if I'm the Lakers, that would be a package that would entice me very quickly. The money works. It solves a lot of the issues that they've got right now. And LeBron, I'm just guessing, purely guessing, but I think LeBron James, if he wanted to have a chance at winning a championship, New York would be a place that, hey, I will waive my no trade.
I don't
clause.
think there's any question that if he ever leaves the Lakers, that New York would be on his list. I mean, I think it's an open secret that LeBron has always been, a huge fan of the Garden and would be intrigued by that. And a variable in that discussion Bridges is due for a contract extension. Is he holding off on a contract extension, or is he going to go ahead and exactly where he and the Knicks are in contract extension talks? I don't have a great feel for that, so I need to do more reporting there to figure that out. But that's certainly a variable. I don't, because look, this is what makes the NBA great, and it's what everyone loves to do. But it's like, just because something works on the trade machine doesn't mean it's a real scenario. And the trade machine is awesome. I mean, that's like, I don't know that any league has that aspect of just, where everybody can concoct their own trades at home. And I mean, I know that is a irresistible part of NBA fandom, but to me, as the grumpy old man, it is just the math working on paper right now is just that's not nearly enough.
If New York made that trade, you suggested, Kevin, their starters would be LeBron, Towns, OG, Jalen Brunson, and who knows?
Deuce
Miles
McBride, dude.
Yeah, Deuce McBride, Jordan Clarkson, Yabusele. You're gonna go with the.
I mean, I would
also, given the state of the East right now,
I would also say that
I hate that trade.
I would also
hate that.
I would also say
I would
this.
never do that.
It's just there is enough buyout smoke going around that any team interested, that's what they're going to be hoping for, that there is a buyout here. And again, the Lakers do not want to commit a long-term deal to LeBron James. That's why he opted in, because it was the only option that he had at this time. This is the last year that it appears the last year that he's going to be on the Lakers roster. But the Lakers just buying him out as a thank you to hand him to another team, that seems improbable to me. And again, I'm not going to say impossible because this is the NBA, but it's just really hard for me to picture that scenario.
Well, let's talk about some things that have actually already happened when it comes to the Mavericks and their coaching staff and what that looks like as we dial up the Stein line with our national NBA insider, Marc Stein, coming up next year on the DLLS Mavs podcast.
It is my turn
for a diehard read
to talk about how you need a home floor advantage from our friends at Empire today. My feet were so grounded on the floor, I was in the moment. Luckily, that floor didn't give out whenever I panicked. It's summer. You're going in the pool. You're having people over. You're spilling drinks all over the floor. Your kids, your pets are tracking in water. It's going to rain today. You could experience some damage to that floor, and if you need new ones, you need the very best from the very best, and that is Empire today. They're going to bring the showroom to your home and show you how this stuff is going to last, and it's going to look great, and it's going to be at a cost that you are pleasantly surprised by. They eat, sleep, and breathe flooring. They're not trying to rip you off. They're trying to get you the very best in your decor, in your lighting, so that you know exactly what it is that you're buying. You could schedule an installation as soon as the next day. So schedule a free no estimate right now, because some things are just better at home. DLLS listeners can receive a $350 discount using promo code DLLS. Restrictions apply. Visit Empire today/DLLS for full details.
Whether you need snapbacks, truckers, fitteds, beanies, or tees, Brandon Bills has you covered with performance and style. It's summer. We're all walking around in the Texas heat. You gotta cover up that face. Come on, you start now. You start right now. Sunscreen, hats, maybe a little retinol. You're gonna look, 25 at age 50. But you have to start now. You have to start right now. So if you're looking for some of the gear to make your brand stand apart from the others, you're looking for some hats, you want to look cool and stylish, Brandon Bills has you covered with the best custom headwear. Start your order, and their dedicated team will help you create the exact custom apparel you need. They have partnerships with 30-plus colleges as part of their college campus, including TCU. Texas Longhorns coming soon. So head to brandonbills.com and use code BBDLLS for 15% off your first order.
Let's dial up the Stein line here on the DLLS Mavs podcast. You can always do so on X at the Stein line. Don't forget, coming up in our next segment, we've got a major announcement for you that you will want to hear about with something we've got going on coming up next week. Let's go ahead and do that with our National NBA Insider here live in studio with us here ahead of the 4th of July weekend. A busy and newsy day yesterday and today so far. Let's start and work our way backwards. Let's start with today, because Marc Stein, the Denver Nuggets have a new number one assistant next to David Adelman in Denver, and his name is Jared Dudley, as he officially leaves Dallas to join the Nuggets coaching staff.
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable. I'm sure it's happened, but I couldn't come up with an example off the top of my head because I do not have a Corella-Strader memory. Like to see three front of bench assistants all hired away in, not, you can't say offseason.
Not coming off a title.
Because Alex Jensen, he came to his deal with the University of Utah during the season. But it's like, we do see front offices like, Memphis changed their whole coaching staff last year. We do see occasions where the front office says to the coach, we're keeping you in the job, but you have to change your whole staff. We do see that. But this was San Antonio chasing Sean Sweeney hard until they were able to hire him. Alex Jensen getting this lucrative offer to go to the college game and coach his alma mater at Utah. And now Jared Dudley, pursued by the Memphis Grizzlies, pursued by the Cleveland Cavaliers, and now going to the number 1 spot in Denver. And look, Jared Dudley and Sean Sweeney, they are both seen as future head coaches in this league. So on one hand, that's super interesting to just see the whole front of the Mavericks bench pursued and hired away. And then it's fascinating now to watch the response, because I have to say, I was skeptical of Jason Kidd's chances of talking Frank Vogel into doing this. Frank Vogel is entering year 3 of a 5-year deal, a monster 5-year deal that the Suns gave him to coach their team. I mean, Matt Ishbia, again, like I feel like we need to call our PHNX buddies and just it's amazing to see Matt Ishbia is paying Frank Vogel and Mike Budenholzer top NBA coaching dollar next season to not coach their team. To see an owner to give 2 5-year deals to coaches and fire both after year 1. I know I've never seen that in the NBA. So Frank Vogel, to my knowledge, loved being a coaching consultant last season, spending time with the team, joining them on the road here, dropping into Dallas here and there. But Jason Kidd basically went to him and said, I really need you. I need you to be with me every single day. And it just shows you what a strong relationship those guys have. There were a lot of naysayers and a lot of jabs thrown Jason Kidd's way when he went to the Lakers as Frank Vogel's number 1 assistant, stayed there 2 years, went back after a championship. They became super close. Frank Vogel joined the staff as a consultant last season because Jason Kidd, again, was like, Frank, I really need you as a sounding board, and I want to be able to come to you and talk about various issues. And so Frank Vogel joined the staff as a coaching consultant last year, and now he's going to be there every day. And there's still an opening on the staff now, a fresh opening because Jared Dudley has left. But the Mavs have 2 former head coaches, 2 really highly regarded coaches now on the bench, with Frank Vogel in the number 1 seat and Jay Triano in the number 2 seat. And these are both former head coaches. And, I'm sure you want to talk about Phil Handy next.
Let's talk about Phil Handy real quick because I'm excited about that.
There are a few things that have gotten Kevin Gray was like a Corella-Strader level fired up, to hitting me with a rapid fire Phil Handy text.
I did, because I've enjoyed Phil Handy's work for a long time. A long-time player development coach who's had tremendous relationships around the league. Obviously, Kyrie Irving is extremely close to Phil Handy. So when I saw, Stein's report that the Mavericks could be interested in bringing in Phil Handy, what more can you tell us on that in terms of his interest, not only here, but potentially in New York as well?
This morning I reported that he's also going to be a candidate in New York. He worked with Mike Brown, both with the Lakers and the Cavaliers. So the talk has already started that Phil Handy is likely to be a candidate for a job in New York. So it will depend on, role, conditions. I have not spoken to Frank Handy. I have not spoken to Phil Handy in
Probably
ages.
Haven't spoken to Frank Handy.
I've never spoken to Frank Handy. I have not spoken to Phil Handy in ages. So, what would be most appealing to him? Only he knows. My favorite trivia question / bit of knowledge when it comes to Phil Handy. He won a championship playing for the Manchester Giants in England under
Alex Ferguson.
Nick Nurse.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
That's right.
That was a quarter century ago. That's when
Wow.
That's when Phil came onto my radar. So there will be competition for him. And look, God Shammgod is officially now going to Orlando. So that's yet another reason why the Mavericks would want Phil Handy, because as we've talked about before, God Shammgod is probably as close to Kyrie Irving as anyone in the Mavericks organization. He is now Orlando bound. So Phil Handy, a well-known Kyrie Irving confidant and friend, him coming in would be a very nice move for Dallas to pull off. Whether it actually happens now, we're going to have to see. Mike Penberthy, who is another former Lakers assistant and very close to Anthony Davis, there's also a chance that he joins the Mavs staff in a behind-the-bench developmental role. So a lot of stuff going. I mean,
so in other words, they're just bringing back the 2019, 2020 Los Angeles Lakers to Dallas, what you're saying.
I mean, I guess you could say that, but when you really dig into the reasons why, Frank Vogel is here because of his close relationship with Jason Kidd, and of course that did start in LA. And if Mike Penberthy is here, ultimately, that would be an offshoot of his very close relationship with Anthony Davis, who obviously was one of the focal points of that team. So
Phil Handy was also on that staff in the championship team.
Is it that they're trying to recreate the bubble Lakers? I mean, I know that's a fun meme, but obviously there's a lot of close friendships and relationships at play here.
If they're able to get Alex Caruso, now we're talking.
I mean, the Mavs are already paying JaVale McGee still. So, I mean, that also happens to be the same case there, too.
Maybe you should just put in a call to the Thunder, see if they'll go for that.
Maybe they would.
Why not?
Why not?
It's the whole why not episode.
Tanner, throw up a graphic.
Lakers
Why not?
2029 pick
Alex
is looking
Caruso.
juicy. It's looking juicy. I'm licking my chops.
Stein, did you have anything else when it came to, obviously, God Shammgod talked to Brad Townsend of the Dallas Morning News as well, and offered some comments about his time here in Dallas and leaving, as far as not necessarily wanting to leave, but obviously the amount of organizational change surrounding the Mavericks and that influence.
I don't think it's the amount of organizational change in his case. I just think he got a really strong offer. This is not the first time that Orlando and Jamal Mosley specifically have pursued God Shammgod. The last time he opted to stay, but he was out of. I mean, that's another thing that's driving this in a lot of cases. Sean Sweeney, Alex Jensen, God Shammgod, they were all in the final years of their contract. So that's another factor that invited this interest.
Which I would just like to say again was a choice made.
No question, because
by the organization.
Because Jared Dudley's contract was extended.
But it was also expired after the finals. So it was extended or just renewed.
Renewed's probably a better word.
Slight difference.
Yeah, you're actually you're right. If he was out of contract, then it's not extended. It's a new contract. So that's an important distinction to make.
A lot of things happening as we finish up here. Dante Exum also coming back on a 1-year deal. How was that able to come together in the way that they were able to?
I honestly think that was always like the Mavs did not want to lose him. The Mavs, Dante Exum wanted to be here, and the Mavs wanted him back. And again, we don't even know exactly the corresponding move that's going to be made to ensure that because they're going to have 6 as it stands. They have 6. They're projected to have 16 standard contracts. You can only have 15. So we believe that a move is going to have to be made to free up the roster room. But the Mavs want to start next season with D'Angelo Russell and Dante Exum, 2 proven veteran guards ready to go. And then if Brandon Williams keeps improving and stays on his trajectory and can take on a larger role next season than he did this season, the Mavericks would naturally be thrilled if that can happen. But maybe they watch this show and know that we've been clamoring for ball handling. They don't have enough ball handling, and so they can't have enough at this point in terms of bringing players onto this roster to.
You cannot possibly have enough guys that can put the ball on the floor and make decisions.
No question.
And the decision-making is the important part. Everyone can dribble, all right, but can you do it with intent? And can you make a choice at the moment of truth? And that is to pull up, to keep going, to finish, to pass, to pull it back out. There are a lot of decisions that you got to make with the ball in your hands during a possession. And in my opinion, the Mavs only have a couple guys that I trust to make all of them.
That's the Stein line here on the DLLS Mavs podcast. A lot of great stuff from our National NBA insider, Marc Stein. You can always dial up the Stein line at the Stein line on X.
Let's get to the good stuff.
Coming up next here on the DLLS Mavs podcast, we have a very special announcement that we want to tell you about. Plus, we'll get to your super chats and what are some of the best nicknames in the NBA, past, present, and maybe future Cooper Flag.
The Corellustrator.
We'll discuss it next on the DLLS Mavs podcast.
A lot of moves being made around the NBA right now and around the NHL. How about in like 15 minutes, the Stars' new head coach is going to be just joining their show, very casual. Glenn Gulletson on the air here at DLLS Sports. It's time for you to make your move too. And as I understand it, this deal is over. I don't know if it's over today or at this weekend, but this deal comes to an end soon. You need to make your move. It's $36 to become a diehard financially support what we're doing here at DLLS Sports. When you do, you get a free shirt of your choice. That's pretty cool, right? Right, guys?
It's amazing.
Right? Like this one. You can get this one just for free. You can get that one for free too. The Mavs captured the flag. They did what all the haters said they couldn't. But if you don't like the one I'm wearing, if you don't like the one you just saw, well, we got more than 40 designs to choose from.
The haters said they couldn't capture the flag.
The haters said they couldn't do it.
Were these haters of math in basic probability?
They said they couldn't do it.
I hate odds. They're never going to do it.
Many were saying they couldn't, and guess what? They did. You get a discount on any other stuff on the website that you could possibly want. You get to read the entire website, all that good stuff at alldlls.com. Clarence Hill on the Cowboys beat. Hey, they're going out to Oxnard here in the next couple weeks. Tim covering Cooper Flag, covering maybe the Mavs' next signing that we have talked about the first few segments of this show. He'll be covering all that
and more. Are you telling me I need to write about LeBron?
I think that it could be good.
I might do it in a very esoteric, like Lynchian way.
It could be beneficial for our website and for our readers.
I'll see what I can do. We're working on some interesting stuff.
Jeff Wilson on Rangers, Sam Nestler, and Sean Shapiro on the Stars. We're bringing you written coverage for your favorite teams every single day. Also, you get a physical diehard card. You get to join the Discord as well. The Discord is a really fun place to hang out. And more. So go do that. Make your move right now. Can I quickly do a 4th of July spiel?
Sure.
Hey, 4th of July is tomorrow. It's fireworks season. Just be careful. Be responsible. I was a professional pyrotechnician for 10 years. I've shot stuff that goes big booms. Big booms. I've shot little stuff, and the little stuff is actually a little more unpredictable and potentially more dangerous than the big stuff. So if you're going to do anything, be careful. Don't be drinking and shooting stuff. Don't shoot stuff around kids. Don't trust kids with sparklers. Stay out of the street. Just be responsible. Don't do anything stupid.
Get out of the street, Parsons!
You don't want to end up. You do not want to end up on the internet. All right, so just be careful.
We appreciate.
I'm trying to find. I have somewhere. I'm not going to
for fireworks.
I'm not going to be able to find it, but somewhere I have a photo of Bobby Karalla in July on the rooftop of Baylor Football Stadium.
Yep.
Just the most confident
Tanner looked up,
strut.
Wait a minute, what?
The most confident strut you've ever seen. Like I was up. I was also.
I might have it on my phone still.
Yeah, it's somewhere. And it's just a confident strut. You got a walkie-talkie in your hand, and it's just like that was a man who knew fireworks safety.
I know what I'm doing. Yeah, I know what I'm doing.
Before we get to our special announcement here on the DLLS Mavs podcast, let's get to a super chat that we've gotten from Brian Arobi, the $10 super chat. How about this? Clay Gafford, Caleb Martin, Omax, Hardy, Powell for Bronny and LeBron James works for both sides, doesn't gut our depth, and gives Los Angeles plenty to play and or send out in other deals.
It doesn't work for Los Angeles. That's what I've been trying to say for 2 days. Sorry. Great super chat. But I mean, it doesn't work for the Lakers, guys.
That was such a polite dunk.
I mean, I'm trying.
That was so polite.
Do you want me to lie?
No. But we appreciate
I'm quite sure that if this miracle happens, Bronny will be part of it too.
With that, let's get to our special announcement here on the DLLS Mavs
This is from
podcast.
so long ago.
Oh, he found the picture.
Send it to.
I did. I sent it to Tanner.
There you
Beautiful.
go. We,
Like 10
as
years
an
ago.
entire show, will be headed to Las Vegas for NBA Summer League beginning next week. That's right,
The
boys
whole
and girls.
show.
The entire show, Marc Stein, will be.
Is Tanner coming?
Tanner is coming.
Let's go.
Tanner will be in Las Vegas.
Everybody except GM Ben. Dang.
Well, I don't want to go anymore.
He'll be all right. Trust me. His consolation prize, he'll be okay.
Can I bring a
Oh,
friend?
that's right. No friends. No.
I've got a buddy named Cooper.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, you'll beat Cooper there. But yes, we will be there.
Not if I don't invite him.
Jeez, Tim. July 9th through the 13th. We will be there for both Cooper Flagg's games against the Los Angeles Lakers and against the San Antonio Spurs. So we will be out providing wall-to-wall coverage next week in Las Vegas.
Post-game shows live?
Post-game shows, daily shows.
From all four of us?
Courtesy, thank you so much to Westgate, Las Vegas Resort and Casino, the official hotel of the DLLS Mavs
I hear that
podcast.
Superbook is something serious.
The Superbook is dope. In fact, these gentlemen know because I did an appearance at the Superbook during the play-in when Dallas got
Looked like you had a great time.
I was
cannot
having
wait
a good
to try
time,
it for
man.
myself.
I was having a good time. I sat there, watched the Mavericks take on the Grizzlies inside the Superbook. Beautiful Superbook. A lot of room, a lot of space, gorgeous television. It's amazing in there.
Can't wait.
We cannot wait. We are so excited again. Thank you to the Westgate Las Vegas Resort and Casino. We will be in NBA Summer League, the official hotel of
Ben
the
keeps
DLLS
asking.
Mavs
We
podcast.
keep rebuffing him.
Thank you, GM Ben,
thank
as
you,
well.
GM Ben.
We
Well,
got.
you can thank me first, and then you.
Yeah.
No,
We're gonna be.
Thank you, GM Ben, for hiring Kevin Gray.
Oh, that's nice.
We're going to be going live on Thursday during the day. We got a guest lined up for that. We're going to be live after the game as well. We're going to be live Friday during
There's
the
a
day.
Thursday day guest?
That's
There
right.
is.
Already got one locked in.
Wow.
We got a Friday day guest that
Yeah, we can't
pretty
talk about
excited
that.
for that one. And then we got a
But
Saturday.
that's going to be good, too.
We got a Saturday post game show that is going to be coming after
Got a
Mavs
guest
versus
lined
Spurs.
up for that one too. Got a
Oh,
guest,
do we?
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah,
And
we got a
then
guest lined up for that
we
one,
might
too.
mess around and record some stuff on Sunday too with some people that you might know. So it's gonna be really, really fun.
Yeah. So again, we are very excited. The DLLS Mavs show. The entirety of our show, Tanner, is going to be in Las Vegas, July 9th through the 13th. Both of Cooper Flagg's games. He will make his Mavericks debut, of course, on Thursday against Bronny James, Dalton Connect, and the Los Angeles Lakers. And then on Saturday, they will take on, your Mavericks will take on Dylan Harper and the San Antonio Spurs in the second game.
Wemby playing?
Wemby is not playing.
I don't think is playing.
But I think we're going to get, we'll get the 2 games of Cooper Flagg.
That's right.
Should get Flagg versus Harper. We should get Flagg versus future Maverick Bronny James. It's on Thursday night. So everybody's happy. Why not? Everybody's happy.
So make sure you're flying. Make sure. Well, you can meet us there if you want to. If you want to meet us there, you can. You can't do that.
LeBron courtside Thursday night.
We'll drop a pin somewhere and say, hey, if you're a diehard, come hang.
Yeah,
one night out there for sure.
All my Las Vegas diehards, definitely make sure that you.
Thursday night, LeBron courtside. Is that the anticipation?
Easily.
Is that the?
He'll be in the building.
Is that the official anticipation of DLLS Mavs?
He'll be in the building.
So we look forward to that as we will be there in Las Vegas again all of next week. So shout out to all of you. Make sure you follow us at DLLS_Mavs for all things DLLS Mavs here. Speaking of Cooper Flagg, let's talk about have some fun. We've been having a lot of fun on today's show. Oh wow,
dude! Look at
the Corella
Look
strainer.
at that sexy man. I actually had a little bit of a tan going on.
Is that the white cargo shorts you got rocking there?
Well, they're full of radios and probably explosive materials and all sorts of stuff. I got.
What year was this?
This would have been maybe 2014
if you were a
or
foot
2015.
taller, I'd say that was Brooke Lopez.
No, slightly different shoes back then, but yeah, I'm on the roof of whatever the Baylor football stadium is
Tanner,
called.
what's the name of it?
McLean Stadium, right?
Yeah.
There we go. So shout out to our resident pyrotechnician, Bobby Corella.
A lot of good memories from over the years. Tim was there for some of them.
There you go.
Absolutely was. I don't know why I brought a DSL.
I think you were writing an article for your paper or something.
Okay, yeah. So yes,
I
was still in J. Yeah, I was still in J school, and so I was bringing my camera everywhere, and I was just trying to take shots for photojournalism class. Shout out Thorne Anderson, and
at UNT.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Bobby, apparently
did that get published?
School.
Did it get published? Am I in the paper?
It got published in a claimed DLLS.
Okay, that's good.
YouTube.
The world got
company.
to see it.
The world got to see
No, I don't think it got like published anywhere like
that's a
that.
bummer.
I think it was just an assignment.
That's a bummer.
Also, it
Is there a
was
picture
like,
of Follow on the wall, like when you were in school?
Don't think there was.
Is
Picture of
Machine in there?
McMahon on the wall?
There definitely wasn't any McMahon photo.
Machine at all, Mike?
No.
By the way, shout out to Mark Follower. If you've been watching the CONCACAF Gold Cup and you watched the semifinals last night between Mexico and Honduras, you heard Mark Followell's voice on the call with Landon Donovan. So shout out to friend of the show and friend to all of us, Mark Followell, who's doing a terrific job.
You know what?
calling
Shout
the
out to
soccer.
Diego Luna, my beloved best friend for the rest of eternity.
He's been awesome for Team USA.
Scoring quite a few goals.
Yeah.
Although that was a disgusting game. Please make one sub, Coach. Please. Please.
You're not down with Poch?
Did you watch the game?
I did not.
Oh, ugh.
You can watch him on Sunday when Team USA is in the CONCACAF Gold Cup final.
I'm just.
Oh, they made it to the final?
Yeah,
that's
Team
cool.
USA is
Sunday.
in the Gold Cup final on Sunday. Yeah, there you
Who are
go.
they playing?
Mexico.
They're playing Mexico
Oh,
for the
okay.
100th time.
I believe the 8th time.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
It's not guaranteed every time.
no, it's not.
I don't know. I
It,
know
it almost feels inevitable.
I know it's our BC team. I know. I follow this team very closely, but
It's your favorite sports team, I think.
it is. Yeah.
Team USA soccer
Yeah.
squad.
It's the one that I feel the most fandom towards.
Oh, very nice.
Is Matt Turner the starter?
No, got displaced by another Matt. Matt Freeze.
Okay.
Any relation to David Freeze?
No.
Okay.
Spells it with an S.
Well, let's finish up here. The best nicknames in the league today, because I saw a tweet where, I hope and wish, with all due respect to Cooper Flagg, that he will at some point embrace the nickname, the main event, because I just think that is a perfect and cold nickname for a dude who is as good as he is, and we think how good he's going to be, being from Maine and just being able to call him the main event. Like, I hope he doesn't not embrace it how Kevin Durant for a long time didn't embrace the Slim Reaper nickname. So that got me to thinking, what are some of the best nicknames in the NBA today that either from today or from past that you just absolutely love?
I have always been partial to KD. I just love it.
Just KD.
Yeah. It's so creative and complex, and it has so many layers to it.
Tim, why are you the way that you are?
You don't like that? You think that's a bad nickname?
Meanwhile, I love our.
You knew exactly what I'm talking about.
I have to shout out the chat. I feel like we have been on an amazing run of going to the most granular levels of this team. I feel like I have written and said more about any assistant coaching staff, any array of assistant coaches, probably in my 30-plus years covering the league. And our guy, Ryan Kruger, just threw in there any updates on the Mavs training staff, basically saying, you haven't given us enough today. I want to know more. We need to know
It
more.
is important, though. Last season was derailed because those guys were too busy fighting each other
I will
to
try
treat
to.
the players.
I do not have a update on that, but I'm going to try to get one. And look, maybe we'll have some answers when the Mavs summer league practice officially starts Monday. These guys play a summer league game a week from today. So
We'll have
that
some
will come into
answers.
more focus. But I love it, man.
We'll have some eyes and ears on the ground at Mavs practice
I love
next
it.
week.
I
too.
love it that no matter what we say, there's always but you forgot about this.
The best NBA nickname of all time, obviously, is just Magic.
Oh,
I
okay.
think that's great.
I love
I
the
might
glove.
slightly
The
disagree,
glove
but-
is up there.
That's good.
The glove is
But
Glove
is
is
this
good.
a current discussion or all-time
All
discussion?
time or current, it doesn't matter.
the hick from French Lick is pretty funny because
That's pretty insane.
that's also that could be a nickname of a 1917 shortstop, I think the answer is really good. I mean,
Allen Iverson.
we've just Mailman is a good one. We've just
no.
completely gone away
Mm-mm.
from nicknames.
No, we canceled that one. We're good on that one.
What?
The
Smoking,
mailman?
That's a good nickname.
smoking
he just
those.
doesn't want to speak about Karl Malone.
I totally respect that, but
Yeah.
it is a good nickname.
Because we grew up with. Chris Berman was on SportsCenter, dishing out nicknames on a nightly basis.
The Matrix also is.
that
the Matrix
doesn't-
is
that
a
doesn't,
good
like-
shot.
Okay, Cooper Flagg is from he's from Maine, but he's also from Newport.
Okay,
What about
are we going to call him the pack?
We're gonna call him chain smoking. Chain smoker.
No.
Oh,
I don't know. Chain
no.
smoking?
What?
Lousy act.
No.
Well, he's smoking those dudes
I
all
see
in a
Cam.
row, one after another.
I
He's
see-
from Newport, Maine.
Mark,
gotta
what's your
relax.
favorite
Come on.
Michael Jordan nickname?
Let me
'Cause
have
he had a
this.
lot of his airness.
I
His airness is
imprint
Straightness
like
is
the
never
user
respected.
awareness.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
the
obviously
one.
Never
MJ is
respected in its time.
MJ is easy but common. But yeah, in
MJ
print,
and his
in
airness.
print, I frequently use. I mean, if you do a Google search on my Jordan stories, his airness is in every single one.
It's a great one. He is royalty.
And I'll shout out Cam T, who said dirty. That's how I ended, because his name is right there on that tape. We appreciate
The
it, guys.
dunking Deutschman. I loved the blonde bomber. Those were both really good.
Tall,
back in the day.
tall baller from the G, I think was
The tall baller from the G. is a
tall
good one,
baller
too.
from
I
the
thought,
G.
I thought that was
Ghostface Drilla.
always the best one.
Yeah.
Ghostface Drilla, maybe, yeah.
Appreciate God Tanner making us look good and sound good as always. Thank you, sir. We appreciate our nationally NBA insider Marc Stein putting up with us today, audio and all, on today's episode of the DLLS Mavs podcast. Shout out to our guy Bobby Curler, our Mavericks analyst, and Tim Cato, our Mavericks beat writer. I'm your host, Kevin Gray. We are DLLS Mavs. We're off tomorrow, boys and girls. It's the 4th of July, so we will talk to you on Monday right here on DLLS Mavs. Y'all be good and have a safe and happy 4th
Be
of July
responsible with
weekend.
explosives.
Listen to the anthem, International Players Anthem specifically.
We'll be good. Y'all be good. Talk to you later. Peace.
We all silly like the mayor.